All right, we got Grayleys Gaming with Gage. We just got back from the Columbus Ohio Regional. Gage, what deck you playing and how did you do at the event?
Yeah, I was playing Swordsoul and I got 25th place out of like almost 400 players, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I went 7-2. My losses weren't that bad. One was like a Sky Striker deck, and the other one was the new Psychic deck. It was pretty rough, but yeah, that deck performed really well.
All right, well, let's see the deck then.
So right off the bat, we play the 3 Ecclesia, pretty standard. 3 Wangyun, 3 Moe, play the 2 Tai, and I feel like it's pretty generic for most Swordsoul builds. Some players play 2 of this, 2 Ecclesia or whatnot, but that's what I was doing. I stuck with a 3 Adhara, 3 Ashina, 1 Shitana, and 2 Vishuddha. Moving forward, I'll probably bump this up to 3 just because it's really good against back row removal. This card came up clutch a lot, especially for a card I play in my extra deck you guys will see later on. It's also just good for level 4s and stuff like that. So
yeah, not a lot of people play that one.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually forget the graveyard effect where you can pop a card when you sack your token and stuff, or not your token, but the monk. So moving right over to the hand traps, I play like 3 Ash, 2 Droll, 2 Crow, 3 Emperor. These all performed very well. The Droll, I almost wish I had 3 just because of how useful it was. There are times where, like against a good Despia player, they'll know they can use their Branded Open in the draw phase, and then you can't use your draw. But it's still good against other matchups too. Against like the Sky Striker was pretty good. Against Dragon Link I faced was pretty good. Stuff like that. So Ash is just the Ash. Imper's good. But yeah, that's the hand trap lineup there.
All standard. Any other hand traps that you felt like you maybe needed, or anything that underperformed out of that lineup?
I wouldn't mind playing Veiler. I feel like Veiler would have came up pretty good. The reason I was not playing it is just because it's only on my opponent's turn, and I felt like most decks have enough gas where they can just continue playing stuff now. So
yeah.
Moving on to more like Sword Souls and trap stuff. So I got like Blackout, the 1 Blackout. I do play the Monsterborn Summit, and this card comes up a lot, especially mid-range game. And this deck I feel is really mid-range, and it just helps when you need to extend, or even just set up your boards and stuff like that too. And it's a Sword Soul card, you can search a Monster Reborn, and it's good. 3 Summit, 2 Desires, 1 Called By, because this card's insane. And we also play the 2 Circle. This card was really good. I want to bump this up to 3, if anything. It just, maybe we could use Token Collector. I could cycle out the token before it gets popped, summon something from deck or whatnot. Really good. Really like that card. This card, I actually probably would take this out. I almost sided this out, I think, every game, either just for a hand trap or something. It's pretty much just going to get ashed every time I used it. And there were times also where I would like send a Tenyi so I could use a Tenyi in the graveyard, but they would DD Crow the card I sent or something. So it used to be really good, I think, really with the Helpline when you could use a Rorodon and Despot and all that stuff, but me personally, I just might be taking it out. So. And for the last 2, it's just 2 Chalice, just Token Collector, just good generic stuff to stop their boards if they set up a window or whatever it may be.
That's specifically for the Token Collector?
It was specifically for Token Collector, but also it can be used for anything. Like against the mirror match I had there, he had Baron on board and Shisha, and I opened up 2 Chalice. I was just like Chalice, and then I made full combo and just beat him. So
that's dirty.
Yeah. But yeah, that's everything for the main deck there, and we'll go on to the extra deck.
The main deck is what, 40?
44.
44?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see the extra deck first.
Okay. So right off the back we got the Baron, and then I'm going to go into the Yangzine cards. I got Chuffing, 2 Boxias, the Yazi. Pretty standard stuff. I got the Sword Soul cards here. Made him pretty much every single game going first. 2 Shishaos, Berserker, Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader was really neat. You'll see it with a side card. I actually used like Dark Ruler No More on Flendery's player, and then I made Crimson Blader. I attacked into his Empin, and then he just couldn't play for the rest of the game, pretty much. So it was GG's from there.
That's savage.
2 monks. There was never really a time where the 3rd one come up, but in theory, yeah, there is a time where it can come up. It didn't come up for me. And I also didn't play the Shaman because I'm playing these 2 cards I'm about to show you guys next. So it's Baguska and Zeus.
Spicy tech,
yeah, so the theory I was doing when I was playtesting was if they use D-Barrier, what is my play? And usually I would just make it like Shaman, I'd set up a board, maybe have like a trap card like Blackout or something. But if you make this against Despia, unless they like main deck Droplet or have Chalice, Imperb, or whatever, they don't really have an out to this, and it's kind of hard for most decks to out too, unless they play pure links. And then Zeus is just Zeus, it's nasty. You just put it on, plus you gotta flex the Starlight, so...
The card is still so good.
Yeah.
Starlight, right?
Yep.
Nice right there.
And that's also why we play like the 3 Ecclesia, just because it comes up a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much everything from there. So
All right, let's see the side deck then.
Yeah, so starting with the generic stuff, I just play 3 anti-spell, 3 Deer Barrier. I mean, if your opponent has to use Red Reboot to stop this, you should probably be playing it because that's a one-of. So pretty much my round 9, to make sure I guaranteed got top, I opened up anti-spell and Deer Barrier, and he was playing Despia, so that's GG, you know, is what it is. And then, of course, like I said, the one Red Reboot, just you have to use it for the D Barrier if you don't have another out for it. So I do play 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. This was I main decked this for the decks that can use the Helk combo where they can make Formula, Synchron, do all that stuff. It worked pretty good for me. I only had to use it once really, but you know it's there. Same thing for the 2 Lightning Storms, just board breaking cards to get rid of back row. Lightning Storm's a thing, or not Lightning Storm, Mystic Mind's a thing. Same thing for like Twin Twister, just generic back row. I was playing Cosmic for the Eldritch matchup, but last second decision I switched to Twin Twisters, and it's because I was anticipating more Floodgate decks that use like Tikaboo or Skill Drain, you know, things like that. And then
Did you run into any Mystic Mind?
Yeah, my first round 1 did, but I didn't lose because of the Mystic Mind. I lost just because of Regiaki, which I'll explain later. It was kind of funny, but yeah, the 1 draw, this is just for, you know, Flunderies and stuff like that in case I really felt like I needed the 3rd, and then the 3rd Chalice was also in the side deck. Gotcha. I did actually side this quite a bit just because most players would bring in their token collectors then, and I wanted an out to it just in case they happened. I never lost a game because of token collector. I'd say this probably saved me once or twice in a match, but yeah, it just worked out for me.
All right, so 25th place, right?
Yep.
Any final thoughts on the deck, on how it is in the current meta?
Yeah, I think the deck's fine. I think it's on par with Despia. I also think it's a mid-range deck, and it's going to be really dependent on the player's skills on the deck. Like, I do a lot of different things than most decks. Like, I play, like, the Summit and the Zeus and stuff like that, but it's really just dependent on the player and what they want to do with the deck. It's really versatile. It can go against anything. It's really good at going second as well as going first. It was the deck I was most comfortable with because I've been playing this for like 6-something months. I'm sure Brennan here has faced it many times now. Yeah, but I just love the deck. So.
All right, well, congrats on the top, man, and thanks for the deck profile.
Yeah, thank you guys.